comments, the Mexican thing. I didn't really understand it.
Yeah, like, well, I'm a flat-footed Mexican fighter. Look, if you're calling me a Mexican fighter, I find that as a compliment, you know? What are you talking about, you know?
What you make of his comments, the Mexican?
Okay, it's time for workout number 1. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stay focused. Bruh, what the fuck? This guy bent down and pet a fucking skunk? And now that shit's fucking following him, bro. Oh, he's seeing me. So come on, little skante warrior. Let's go, skunky.
Salamatlar hurmatli ko'ruvchilar. Biz sizlarga Ravanda taekwondo uyushmasiga qatnashishga chaqiramiz. Biz bolangizning fizikal qobiliyatlarini ortib, hech qanday jarohat olmagan qatnashmoqchi etamiz.
Hey guys, come with me to Wendy's Tortas. This is a good place to go to if you're looking to grab. If you notice a girl keeps looking at you, she is trying to get your attention. So confidently.
Salute, fair use, everybody in the building. Welcome, Sunday, Cinco de Mayo. Appreciate everybody. Let's check out some things.
And still the WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, Saul Canelo Alvarez.
There it is, guys. What's up, man? You know what time it is. Frank Bizet in the building. Welcome. Ghost, Frank the Tank. Ghost, Frank, you got to stop talking shit about another fellow Mexican, Munguia. Ghost, when did I? I gave Munguia his props, man. Munguia made a star of himself, man. Munguia's a star now. Mexicans don't move like that. Okay, I don't know who was doing it. I think you got me twisted, homie. But salute anyway to Matador, Canelo the GOAT, Beros. That's right, he's still the GOAT. Open gates, never seen you before. Welcome to the show. Canelo's still the king, 100%. Open gates, his reign was never in doubt. I never doubted it. I'm just putting it up for the haters. We're gonna chop it up, break it down, and see what's good. Yo, what up, fool? What up, Alfredo? Thank you. Hayes, yo, CCC, salute. Chitlin, fire, yes, emoji, yes. Guys, hit the like. If you're here, hit the like. Drop the like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to drop the link for anybody that wants to smoke. If you want to hate on Canelo, if you want to show Canelo love, that's what we're here to do. Let me drop the link for anybody that feels like talking about the fight. Did everybody buy it? I bought it. I got my receipts. I don't know about you guys. Salute Cloudy, thank you. Salute Frank Bay. Salute Canelo beats David on a rehydration clause. Yes. Well, as you've seen, Canelo dropped the link. He dropped the invite. It looked like he was calling out David Benavidez, who was ringside. And David looked like he was a kid in kindergarten class. You know, when the teacher calls on you, he looked like he didn't have the answer, that he got frozen in the headlights. Canelo's that dude. Salute Pounds. Yes, a real one. Canelo Alvarez is that dude. Now, see, here's the thing, man. Salute BDA show, always listening. I know a lot of you guys listen to the show. We got a lot of callers, a lot of Canelo Alvarez hate. And this is why I'm doing it. I'm kind of hungover, guys. I don't know about you. If you're hungover like me, Frank Bay was pounding some brewskis, drinking shots of tequila, had my tacos de carne asada and pastor. I'm feeling it, man. I'm actually drinking a beer to overcome the hangover. Isn't that the Isn't that what it is? Face of boxing, Canelo. Yes. Ripper, Canelo still has stuff left in the tank. Yes. People said they watched the fight and they weren't impressed. He was slowing down. Crawford said that, his bitch ass said that Canelo carried Munguia. I'd like to see Canelo put Crawford on a big Mexican tree. Whoa, 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 whoa. I would like to see the fight. A lot of people wouldn't like to see the fight. So, the last 2 weeks has been the Ryan Garcia show. He stole the headlines. He failed a drug test, allegedly. I got a lot of comments saying, why are you hating on Ryan? I said, no, I'm actually supporting Ryan. It was some funny business. The Wakandans and Crips can't handle Hanky getting his ass beat. But that was still in the headlines. And now you see King Canelo is back. It was Canelo took it easy. That's what I heard. That's what I seen. I didn't see that. I seen Jaime Munguia win the first 3 rounds. I thought he arguably won the first 3 rounds. And then the Canelo show took over. If you remember on a previous show that I did not covering the fight, talking about it, I said Jaime Munguia was going to come to box, and then he was going to get aggressive and get clipped. And bada bing, bada boom, that's what happened. Crawford beats Canelo how Floyd did. You're tripping, J.A. You're smoking crack. I think you're smoking crack. Look, can Crawford compete? He might be able to compete, but I don't know. We got to see. It's a long way off. Low IQ Chris probably stole the fight as usual. Yes. I got a lot of hate mail saying, hey, I'm going to steal the fight, Frank. I said, good. Do what you do, man. Canelo Alvarez doesn't need you. He has enough fans as it is. He sold out the arena. It was electric. It was exciting. Only thing I didn't like, I got to be critical. 18, JA is the EBT low IQ American. You know what, man? Frank Bay welcomes everybody. I welcome black, white, Mexican. I want to hear everybody's voices, opinion, because, the last thing I want to do is pat myself on the back and talk to myself. So I welcome everybody's opinion, but I am going to be critical. So let's talk about King Canelo, right? The undercard, the criticism was very meh. I actually fell asleep in the Barrios fight. Sorry to say, guys. 18 straight weeks at food stamps, right? Alex Daw, nah, dude, I saw it again and paused it. Jaime wasn't landing anything for the most part. It was 10-2 or 9-3 Canelo. Okay, yeah, it's arguably, but Munguia did to me. I watched it. He controlled the pace. He didn't come in and slug. Canelo was waiting. And for the most part, Canelo just waited and countered. That was the fight. And that's what I'm saying. The criticism is that Canelo's slowing down. He's not the same. But it's like what I said. Was Jaime Munguia coming to win? Yes, he came to win. But was he going to get shook and start to think twice? Yes, that's what happened. They only loot and flew. Benavidez was starstruck. Yeah, he looked like a deer in the headlights. I mean, look, man, can we end the Canelo's ducking? If Canelo was ducking, he wouldn't have looked at in David's way and said, hey, come up here. It looked like Canelo wants a piece of that ass. Pause. Okay, pause. But yes, Canelo Alvarez, I think he showed people who he was. He called out David Benavidez, and Benavidez did not want to get in there. Salute Jose Garcia, Canelo versus David. Yes, it's the fight that we all want. Shit living. Yeah, Barrios is boring. Learn from the Crips. Yeah, I mean, it was such a lackluster fight. I was nodding off. Luckily, I had some tequila. The food came, and I was back ready for Canelo Alvarez and Munguia. But let me ask you guys: were you guys not entertained? Did you guys enjoy the fight? Benavidez was shook of going in the ring. That's what it looked like to me. I mean, the tape is right there. Where's all this? Benavidez was chasing Canelo, and Canelo was scared. I didn't see a guy who was scared. If Canelo was scared, he wouldn't have looked this way, right? Canelo didn't want to ruin a fellow Mexican's career. I'm hearing that. I'm thinking that. But at the same time, I don't think that's what it was. Drinking my brewski. Salute. Cinco de Mayo. Get your Modelos. I'm recovering from a hangover, guys. So get your beers up, man. Hopefully you're enjoying it with your wives, with your tortas, with your dime pieces, with your side pieces. Enjoy this holiday, homie. Chilling the street. Plant's wife was memorized by Canelo as when she interviewed him. Yeah, I mean, Canelo has the star appeal. So, did you guys enjoy the fight? Let's just start at the basic fundamentals, right? Did we enjoy the fight? Because I said before, the Triple G fight was meh. The John Ryder fight was meh. I mean, he beat his ass, but it was very meh. And Charlo stunk the joint up. Alex Daw, Barrios got fucked up bad. Yeah, I mean, Well, his eye was lumped up, but that other guy, he was running and counterpunching. McDonough was a lot smaller, really didn't come to fight. The undercard was just boring, bro. Brandon Figueroa, Magdaleno was it didn't look competitive. And then Stanionis and my answer was okay. Stanionis looks tough, but he didn't wow. You know, when you're in these situations, you gotta wow the crowd, man. You gotta get a highlight knockout so that people are talking about you. Speaking of talking about, everybody's talking about the Canelo Alvarez fight. And that's one thing that always boggles my mind, man. You know what I see more than anything is Canelo Alvarez hate. Maidana was there for the payday, yes. 18th Street last night confirmed the Mexicans run boxing. Yes, man, you can't say it too loud because it sounds like you're being a fanboy, but it's just the truth, man. It's just the truth. You know what? There's no Canelo haters. I'm gonna stand. Stand on that hill, die on that hill, as they say. Open gates, haha. Yes, she was. Yeah, everybody knows it, man. Everybody's tuned in to Canelo Alvarez. It's just a fact. Canelo girls was looking at Canelo's team. Looks at Benador Drogas, yeah. You got Salute Impala, man. CCD, Salute. Mexicans the only ones that buy the pay-per-view. Yes, that's what it's appearing, man. I mean, like I said, I got the hate mail from Wakanda saying I'm gonna steal Canelo's fight. It's like, good, go for it. You don't have to reload. Don't watch the highlight knockout. It's gonna, keep going in and out. Canelo with them boxing skills. What now, Doris? Salute quitting, man. Salute quitting. Real one. Yeah, Dora's a meatloaf guy. FUTV scared from Munguia. Oh man, that guy's such a clown. Julio, what a clown. He says that Munguia won. I mean, I think he's just being he's trying to be funny, but he's not funny. I mean, you gotta be funny. Yeah, the guy's a phony. I don't know. He claims he's Puerto Rican. He really hates Canelo Alvarez. He loves Ryan Garcia, but hates worse than Mirage. Yeah, I don't cartel the Benzo. Whatever happened to that guy? He seems to have disappeared off the face of the earth. I don't know. I guess he couldn't really hang, Shout out Benzo though, man. Open gates. Even my sister was talking about the fight. I think it's gonna do good pay-per-views. Yeah. I mean, the only question is it gonna do better than Ryan Garcia? Pounds. He's a contrarian. Yeah, he's a phony. He's a phony. Like nobody. Look, man. If you're gonna talk shit, you gotta be funny. Right? Or nobody takes you serious. Julia got kicked out Rap Star Live yesterday. Oh, that guy went on live anyway. He's been MIA. He went back to Smelly Cuba. I think he was a troll. He can't really fuck with boxing talk, and he just went back to a troll hole. Went back on his tree. Benzo was a legend. Is Ghost, are you Benzo or Benzo Ghost? I don't know. I fuck with you, Ghost. You fuck with me. But salute, man. I fuck with everybody, man. No hating here. No hating on the Crank Bay Show. Hit the like, hit the link. Canelo beats David. He didn't want to go inside the ring. He got punked. That's what I'm saying. Where was all this fear? How was Canelo scared? Where is the Canelo scared of David Benavidez? They're right there. Do I need to play the tape? Hit a 1 if you guys want to see it again. I mean, it's right there in your face. You can't get any bigger than that. He was at the fight. I was praying. I was hoping. I'm like, please, David, get in the ring. Canelo did his part. And then the people are hating. They say, oh, they asked Canelo. Jim Gray, the announcer, asked Canelo about David Benavidez, and he said, if the money's right. Salute, Canelo. Yes, if the money's right, it's going to be a big fight. Pay the man. Julio been hating more than usual. Look, man, he got nothing else to do. What the fuck else are these people going to do than talk about Canelo Alvarez, right? Now, I don't if you're a fan of Canelo Alvarez, you get accused of being a fanboy. But who's bigger? Who's bigger in the sport? That's the only thing. Ryan's pay-per-view, again, yes, they still have it. I think the controversy they're waiting till it settles down. I don't know. Something's funny about everything. We're gonna get to that. Kambosos and Lomachenko's coming up, so we'll get to it. Julio seems to say outlandish things. Yes, he's a fucking clown. That's what a clown does, right? Shook and jive. Salute a muck. A real one. I see you holding it down, homie. What's up? Hello, a muck. All right. Well, my muck's muted. When you want to jump in, Rare Stink is chimping out in Discord. Well, that guy has nothing else to talk about. I hate Rare Stink. Yes. One. Okay. Let's. Julio is mad as girls. Yeah. Yo. What's up, man?
Saludos. You gotta understand is that there's two groups of people that are hating on Canelo right now. You have the Triple G lovers who have
just real quick. So hold up. Sorry, Muck. Let's watch the clip and then we're gonna come back to the chat. Slew Sobers Hawker. I dropped the link. Hit the like. Have you seen the clip of him calling out David yet? Muck, you there?
Yeah, I seen him when the sheriff is right there and he's calling him out, and David Benavidez is like, okay,
yeah,
let's throw my hands up.
Let's show the clip. Damn, why did he whistle at him like he was a bitch? He whistled at him like he was his hoe. What the hell? Go ahead, Mug. Sorry, man.
Well, you got to understand, there's still the Triple G fans, the diehard Triple G fans that are still upset that Canelo retired Triple G, right? Then you got the LGBTQ plus fans that don't like Canelo, so they're getting together to hate on the ginger. Which you got to understand is they're always going to create a narrative where they're going to twist reality just to hate on the guy. And I'm not saying Canelo's perfect. He's far from perfect, but I'm just calling it down the middle, trying to apply the same principles for every fighter.
I agree. I heard you on the BDA show. I heard you call out that guy, Recognize, who I respect. He's got good, decent boxing takes. And, and that's the thing what you're saying. You know what? These guys, they're self-admitted Canelo haters, right? They'll tell you, I don't like the guy. My only problem, look, you don't have to like somebody, but it has to have some validity, right? It has to be valid criticism rather than I don't like them. So why'd you call him out? What was he saying that you didn't like?
Well, the thing is, my issue is with a lot of fans in boxing, and I don't really deal with this when it comes to MMA or even ONE FC. They tend to have a standard for one fighter and a different standard for another fighter. And that is showing blatant favoritism by default.
Right. I seen like J-Rock said, Canelo wins unanimously and he's washed. Haney wins by unanimous decision and it's a masterclass. Get the fuck out of here. I agree. Even Gonzalo was going for Munguia. What do you think about the fight? Was it a good fight?
I thought, honestly, I thought it was going to be more entertaining, but it was nevertheless still an entertaining fight. To me, it seemed like Canelo was looking up at his big little brother, looking at him like, I want to pass the torch, but I'm not ready to pass it to you yet. And okay. I don't think you're ready.
Now, people, were you watching it with other people or were you just alone?
I watched it with family members, and one side had Canelo fans, the other side had Munguia fans, and we watched it in Spanish.
Okay. Yeah, I heard you mention that. Yeah. Now, are these boxing fans? Are they casuals? Are they hardcore like you? What is there? Are they mediocres?
One of them's a hardcore fan.
Okay. And what was their analysis of Canelo? Is he slipping? Because that's all I heard on BDA show. He's slipping. He's not the same. It's like everything to discredit him. Is that what people that don't listen to these talk shows or YouTube or social media, were they saying that too?
No, they weren't saying that. What's funny is that they were just talking about the fight rather than the he say, she say. Because I already know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I say just watch it in Spanish and you'll see what I mean.
Okay.
Like the narratives are not that strong when you're watching it in Spanish. And honestly, I'd rather watch it in Spanish now.
What were they saying? What was the Spanish commentary? What were they talking about?
It seemed more, how should I say, more unbiased. They were more talking about like what fighter. They were still a little bit biased for Canelo, but they were talking about what each fighter should be doing to win the fight. They weren't just saying just narratives. I mean, they did every now and then, but it's just not on the level of the English commentators.
Right. So you said you were expecting a more of a barn burner like Barrera Morales, but it ended up being less than scintillating. But did you still enjoy it?
Yeah, it was still an enjoyable fight.
Well, because the criticism has been that Canelo is slipping, and I attributed it more to his opponents, right? Like Triple G, John Ryder, Charla. They didn't really come to fight. Would you agree with that?
I thought Ryder came to fight.
Yeah, I mean, he got his ass beat, but did he go all out? Did he go? Because I thought Jaime was going to go out on his shield. And to me, Jaime didn't go on his shield. Maybe that's what Ghost was talking about. I was hating on Jaime, but I thought that Jaime would feel Canelo's power and he would decide to box. Did you see that? Or did you see it the same way?
To me, it just seemed like Canelo was on first, second gear most of the time. And every now and then he'll kick it up a notch to like third, fourth gear. It didn't seem like he was going to go flooring, maxing his abilities. It did seem like he was holding back. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe, the narratives could be true that he is slipping. But to me, it just seemed like he trained for this fight, but not fully, if that makes sense.
Did Canelo train, or Jaime didn't? Did Canelo didn't train fully?
What I'm saying is that, I mean, theoretically, for me, that he was probably just pushing like 80% to maybe 90% of his abilities.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. When I hear you say that, or when I've heard people say that, or we're listening to the show and on social media, to me it was just respecting Jaime Munguia, that he was dangerous, that he felt. I seen Canelo eat some hellacious shots. He ate some big punches from Jaime, so I think it was more of a respect thing rather than holding back, I guess, what people are saying.
I mean, that could.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that could be true. I mean, I'm not Canelo, so I can't really speak for him. But so yeah, that could be true.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just watching by myself. I'm not. I turn off the chat. I'm not in the Discord. I'm not talking with other people. I just want to watch the fight. And what I seen a good two-way action fight. I thought Canelo was losing the first 3 rounds, and then Jaime got dropped, and then Jaime's whole demeanor changed. I seen him very tentative. He was letting his hands go, but he wasn't necessarily trying to knock Canelo out. I think he decided, I'm gonna box. If I go all out, I'm gonna get knocked out.
Yeah, I totally agree. I thought he was like, after he got knocked down, he lost confidence. He lost some confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
He tend to be more gun shy. I definitely agree.
And what I seen Canelo doing, I seen Canelo just measuring Munguia, and every time Munguia thought about getting aggressive, Canelo check hooked him, threw a shot to the liver, threw a straight right. And yeah, he wasn't following up because he didn't want to get caught in between. But I think he was hitting them so hard, he just kept checking them. Like, okay, don't get aggressive. If you get aggressive, I'm going to get aggressive back and I'm going to knock you out. And I guess some people could say that's, what do you say that? When fighters agree not to hurt each other, I guess caring. That's what people are saying, caring.
Well, that is his countryman. So, like, you know what I mean? And you also got to put into consideration that when Jaime Munguia got dropped, he automatically got back up.
Yeah, I thought it was over. I thought Canelo was going to go in for the kill, but it was at the end of the round, right? Wasn't it after like the last 10 seconds? So he was actually saved by the bell.
Yeah. Well, you also like, people forget that before he got dropped, he seemed to be winning that round because he was throwing a lot of volume. Yeah, some of the shots were getting parried, but some of the shots that got parried were still partially landing.
Right. No, I mean, I've seen Canelo eat some serious shots. I nobody talked about that. I mean, I thought Hyman was landing some really good power punches that had Canelo backing up. Nobody's saying that. Did you see that? Did you see Hyman Munguia land? I mean, the best shots I've seen, maybe the best shots since Triple G, the third fight, because Triple G came on late after giving away the first 6 rounds. He landed some really good shots on Canelo. But I didn't hear anybody giving Hyman Munguia any credit. Is that a way to discredit Canelo even more? Like, they don't want to give this guy any credit.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do by default, to be honest. I mean, I thought Munguia was a good fighter. I mean, he did beat Ryder, and a lot of people forget that Ryder had a controversial decision against 2 top guys. One of them was Smith, and the other one was Rocky Fielding. Honestly, I thought he won that fight. And then let's say if you don't include those 2 fights, he beat Parker, the guy that Andrade was ducking. You remember he ducked Johnny back to fight Parker and didn't even fight any of them. And then Ryder fights Parker and beats him.
Yeah, I remember that narrative.
And then he beat Jacob.
Yeah, well, I've heard you give Ryder his props, and he's a solid fighter. Well, he's retired now. He was definitely a solid fighter, and I think you're just making a case that he was more proven and solid than Andrade at 160, 168.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I don't understand. And then if I bring that up, all of a sudden I'm the fucking Canelo hater, and it's usually the same guys that bring up, hey, Lomachenko got robbed against Haney, but hey, they don't want to bring up that Ryder got robbed against Fielding.
Okay, yeah, I've heard that too. Ryder was a top 5 guy. He was a decent fighter, and when he fought Canelo, he fought his ass off. I mean, I think his whole face was busted up. But he's a solid win. I mean, you know what, man? It's like I'm saying, man, Canelo's never gonna get credit, and that's what I was saying about, like, when you were coming at that guy, Recognize, who he's cool, man, but just as far as what he's saying, I mean, they're not ever saying anything valid. They're not criticizing Canelo, the fighter, and his accomplishments. They're criticizing. What are they criticizing him about?
Well, they're saying that he's ducking Benavidez when there's a weight class full of talent, and he can't decide whether to move up to 175 or stay at 168. And now that one of the fighters is now 40 years old, and they're about to fight each other, now he's deciding to move up when he knows that Bivol might potentially move up after the fight, or he might just fight him. That's another thing that people forget to bring up.
That who might would say that again?
Yeah, I remember watching an interview. I don't really speak the language, so I don't know if the translator's even saying the correct translation. But I did hear the translator saying that Bivol might move up. And
they're looking for an opponent for Bivol. But look, man, I think people have a point. Everybody wants to suck off these Eastern Europeans because, like you said earlier, all these Canelo haters, like maybe 30-40% are ex-Triple G fans. They were pissed Canelo beat them. They were pissed that Triple G didn't get the decision the first fight, and so they just jumped on the hating Canelo bandwagon, right?
Yeah, basically. And then they want to paint the narrative that somehow I'm a Canelo fan when I had Triple G winning the second fight, and then all of a sudden they act like I didn't tell them, when I know for a fact they were there when I said it.
Yeah, they're disgruntled, and now they're probably on Bivol. They're all on Bivol. He's the greatest thing since the sliced bread. When Bivol was a nobody until he beat Canelo Alvarez. Like that's
I mean, he's had some decent competition. He's beaten some decent challengers. My only issue is that his best win is going to be a 40-year-old Beterbiev, assuming he beats him.
Right. No, I'm not talking about his talent level or what he's capable of. I'm just saying as far as his name and star power. That's what his name and star. He was a nobody in boxing until he beat Canelo Alvarez. Just showing that Canelo Alvarez, you know, he's the man. He holds the weight. He makes all these guys. He's made Benavidez. None of these guys are anything without Canelo Alvarez. I know that sounds like I'm fanboying for Canelo Alvarez, but I'm just strictly talking about the fan bases, like what we're talking about, right? When we hear people talk about boxing, they want to throw all these names, but really Canelo Alvarez has made all these guys.
Yeah. And if I bring that up too, I'm somehow a Canelo fanboy. I remember years ago, and you can go check the replay. Years ago, I thought Lemieux would have been Canelo. Boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong. But somehow I'm a Canelo fanboy. Isn't that crazy, Frank?
Yeah, no, I mean, all the names that he beat, Billy Joe Sanders. No, he didn't. Canelo didn't beat Lemieux, right? Billy Joe, Liam Smith.
They didn't fight. Yeah, they didn't fight. But if they were to fight,
but Lemieux and Billy Joe fought, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So there it is, right? There's in boxing, you're going to make a lot of connections, and that's how we kind of formulate these arguments. So they fought, but those guys, look, man, those guys were talented. I don't know why everybody discredits them. Everybody discredits the guys that Canelo beat, the Billy Joes, the Liam Smiths. Like, okay, you want to bash him beating Rocky Fielding and Yildirim? That's pretty much the names that they'll throw at you. Oh, why did he fight Rocky Fielding? Why did he fight Yildirim? Well, I remember Mayweather fought like Victoriano Sosa. Mayweather fought a lot of scrubs. I mean, don't you find it interesting that in boxing, a lot of your favorite fighters do fight scrubs? I remember Manny Pacquiao fight like Oscar Larios. He fought some scrubs. Why is Canelo Alvarez the only one who doesn't get to fight scrubs?
Well, the thing is that I remember one of the quotes my uncle told me. He said, "You shouldn't worship another man, because one of these days your heroes will disappoint you."
That's good. Yeah. I mean, I don't worship Canelo.
But you got what I'm saying, because some of these guys, they say they're not worshiping, but they're doing it indirectly. You know what I mean?
Well, the way I see it, I'm just talking boxing. I literally am talking boxing, and for me, it's entertainment, right? I'm talking boxing, but I really try to come to a conclusion, like who's the best fighter. Like for me, when I talk about boxing, it's really like just finding out who the best is. But in boxing, it's really hard because there's 4 champions. They don't always fight each other. There's always the politics. So to me, that's what makes it fun. Is just trying to argue who's the best, who is at top right now. And Canelo Alvarez is the top. And I think it pisses people off that a Mexican fighter is the face of boxing, that he sells the most pay-per-views. Is that the way you feel?
I think it's just fans from other fighters that, Canelo having a controversial decision in one of them and then end up retiring one of them. And then you got the other fraction, or should I say faction, of fans. Their fighter aren't man enough to fight Canelo, so they got to create this narrative in their head to have this alternate reality that isn't true. AKA, the LGBTQ fans. Oh,
yeah. Well, I mean, those guys, I'm aware of them. I used to watch a lot of their channels because I didn't really know YouTube and the information I was getting. But once I seen how biased they were, I stopped, and then I found more channels that were speaking more kind of, how would you say, less hateful. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I noticed. They just hate Canelo. Everybody, I really don't know anybody who likes Canelo Alvarez as far as social media goes. And right now it's all built on David Benavidez, that he's ducking David Benavidez. Is that still true?
Well, it's funny because even the Spanish news kind of paints the picture of Canelo being a bad boy. Like, I remember my mother-in-law telling me that, he seems conceited because he's showing off his wealth. And I'm like, well, you know, if you look at the interview, the interviewer is asking questions about Canelo's wealth. So how can you hate a man who's doing that if he's just answering the question?
Right. You know, I hear the same thing amongst my friends and family. A lot of them don't like Canelo Alvarez for that same reason. They feel like he's being conceited somehow. I'm like, go ahead.
I mean, I hate to interrupt, but like, I know it's part of the Mexican culture to be very humble, but like the interviewer is asking him a question, and you could tell sometimes he gets nervous because he'll tilt his head to the side, and you'll kind of have that nervous smile in some of those interviews. And I'm not trying to make excuses, but I mean, this is psychology 101. This is some of the basic stuff that you learn. But I noticed that he'll answer the question and he'll try to be humble about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, but if someone's asking you about your career, you gotta say, you know, he says he's the top dog. What's wrong with that? I mean, Mayweather made a career out of being boastful and disrespectful. But it's like you said, it's just perception, man. I mean, people are gonna perceive him how they want to perceive him. But just from boxing, I don't understand the hate if his accomplishments are up there. But salute Larry Liston. Like, comment, subscribe. So what do you think is next for Canelo?
He's either gonna fight another PBC fighter or he might just fight Benavidez next.
They're saying there's not going to be enough time for Benavidez because he fights in June. He's going to fight September, which is a very quick turnaround. So May, June, July, August. They'd have to announce it in July. Yeah, I guess David could have enough time. I don't think that fight happens next. I think if it was going to happen, he was going to get in the ring. That's what I was waiting for.
Well, maybe he knows that time is on his side, so he's not in a rush.
Who?
David.
How is time on his side?
He's the younger fighter.
Oh, I see. So you think he could make a quick turnaround and get back on weight by September? Because you know, go ahead.
Yeah, because Canelo, he's in his mid-30s now?
33 or 34.
Yeah, so he's roughly in his mid-30s. That's, he's getting older now, and David Benavidez is still young. Time is on his side. Father of Time is eventually going to catch up to Canelo, unless it already did, unless the narratives are true that Canelo's slowing down.
Well, of course that's the interesting thing. Like, of course he's going to slow down. He's not 24. He's not 28. But I don't think it's one thing to say he's slowing down and another thing to say that he's not as good anymore. Because when someone says that, you're saying, do you follow other sports like baseball or football or basketball?
No, I only follow combat sports. I'm a fan of combat sports. I don't.
Okay, really... Well, in the case of like a baseball player, a pitcher, like he could lose miles off his fastball, but then he becomes, with more experience, he learns how to pitch. So he doesn't need a blazing fastball anymore. He strikes out people with junk balls, so to speak, like with timing. So that's what Canelo, right? Like, yes, he's not going to be 24, 28 throwing 5-punch combos, but he can still beat you off of skill. They always talk about skill. He can beat you with the jab, with the right hand, with the liver shot. I mean, he has so many tools in his tool bag. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. But my only issue, like, for instance, when he was fighting Jaime Munguia, just like you looking at the fight alone, he wasn't as active. You know what I'm saying? He was just letting Munguia tag him, even though he was parrying a lot of the shots, and some of the shots that were parried were still coming through. It's just the activity of the fighters just still throwing, just while he was just, on cruise control.
Right. That to me is not slippage. That's just being an elite fighter. That's my perspective. What I seen was an elite fighter versus a very good fighter. And Canelo is still an A- fighter. Is he A+? No, he's not A+ anymore. He's A- though. he's still an elite level fighter, and it's gonna take an elite level fighter to beat him.
Well,
Go ahead.
the other thing that people tend to forget is that Canelo's 5'7.5", and he has a lot of excessive mass on his frame. So I can't really expect a high volume output from him because of it.
I mean, that's just never been a style. It really hasn't ever been. When has he ever been a bounce on your toes? He's slick, but not in a sense like he's shoulder rolling.
Well, the thing is, when you remember him at 154, he did have a higher volume output.
He did, but I never thought he was blazing fast or gonna have these scintillating combinations. I always seen him as a pressure fighter and just breaking you down.
That's true. But I'm just saying, his punch output has declined, and I would say is because of the excessive mass, and it's also going to be a combination now because of age.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying yes, he's not 24, he's not 25, but I really don't see it as slipping. I still think he's basically. So what I'm saying is, if he was slipping, he wouldn't be a A- fighter anymore. He wouldn't be an elite level, the highest of the highest. That's where he's at. So if he's slipping, then he's no longer elite. So that's what I'm saying. Is he still elite in your opinion?
Yeah, I still think he's elite.
Okay. A+, A-. Where is he ranked as far as elite?
I don't know, to be honest.
A-. I gave him an A-.
I'd say, well, the thing is, I have F tier all the way to A, and then I have the
holy shit.
I have the yeah. Well, I'm not saying he's F tier, but I'm saying that's my rankings: F tier all the way to A, and then the ATGs have their own separate bracket, which is the S tier for me. Kind of like in video games. Kind of like in video games.
Instead, you mean what a Sigma alpha is to an alpha male?
yeah. So I would kind of have him along the lines of because he's eventually going to be down as an HEG, anywhere between an A to an S.
I think he's already an all-time great. Like he already is.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see the argument for that.
You know what? People are.
Gotta go. Yeah, I just gotta go, man.
No worries. Thank you for joining, man. Amok with his Canelo. What did Amok say? He addressed the Canelo haters. Salute Amok. He said they're just haters, man. They have no valid criticism. But one thing I was talking about. Okay, so back to the chat. Let's go with Quinn. If he was shit, he would not have been able to take that left hook Munguia landed. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I seen what I seen. Now, all I can tell you is what I see. Now, hit the like, guys. You got to hit the like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the link if you want to talk your shit. I'm drinking my beer on Cinco de Mayo, and we're just talking about Canelo Alvarez. Is he still the king of boxing? Hit a 1 if he's still the king. Hit a 0 if he's ducking David Benavidez. So, yeah, I've seen Canelo Alvarez take hellacious shots. I seen Jaime Munguia let some great shots. Canelo is not moving up in weight. He's just cutting less weight. Okay, that's interesting. But he's still a small guy. I mean, either way, he's still a small guy, right? Canelo vs. Trout, they was both 171 and 172 fight night. Okay, why? Damn, Ghost, why are you being a hater, bro? You always say salute. Why would you hit the dislike? I mean, shot fighter don't take big punches. Yes. And as we're talking about, is Canelo Alvarez still A? Is he A+? Is he A? Is he A-? The way people talk, you would think he was like a B fighter. You'd think he was like a C fighter. I mean, look, man, I remember legends like Shane Mosley, Roy Jones. By the end of their career, they were getting their brains beat in. They were losing all their fights. They hailed Bernard Hopkins, and he was jumping out of rings. Yes, was he 50? But it doesn't matter, man. I think people, Julio Cesar Chavez, we all love Chavez, but towards the end of his career, You know, he was losing to Oscar De La Hoya, was losing fights. Oscar at the end of his career, he was losing fights, you know. One of my all-time favorite fighters, Eric Morales, you know, he was, you know, losing fights at, you know, at a higher weight class. So, you know, Marquez got beat by Mayweather, but it was also at a higher weight. What I'm saying is, man, I think people want to see Canelo Alvarez get beat up. They want to see him like their favorite fighters, Roy Jones, Mike Tyson, Shane Mosley, Hopkins, you know, all these guys that they worship. You know, Sugar Ray Leonard was getting beat up at the end of his career, you know. You know, that's what they want to see. There's only few fighters that literally go out on top. There's not many that go out on top. You know, they usually end up getting beat for paydays until they can't earn another payday or they can't get licensed anymore. And I think that's what people want to see. They want to see Canelo lose like 4 fights in a row and be fighting on undercards. Because look, man, the sad thing about boxing, you know, like Hector Camacho, was getting beat up at the end of his career. You know, Felix Trinidad went out on a losing streak. You know, Felix Trinidad was a legend, and then he started selling his ass. He started selling his butt. You know, Fernando Vargas was getting beat up by Ricardo Mayorga on his way out. You know, that's what people want to see. They want to see Canelo Alvarez go on a bum of the month tour and start fighting in circuses and undercards. You know, that's what they want to see. And we're not seeing it. He's still fighting at a high elite level. I watch all those fights live on HBO. 50 jumping out of the ring. Yeah. But, you know, he kept fighting and he went out on a losing streak, right? He was no longer elite, but he kept fighting and he's selling his ass. He wanted those paydays. Oscar De La Hoya, yes, Ghost. He was win, lose, or draw. But he had less than scintillating performances. Like Felix Sturm was a trash fight. You know, Oscar's last fight was getting beat up by Manny Pacquiao. It wasn't a good look. But I mean, Oscar don't get me wrong, had a great career. What I'm saying is that's what they want Canelo. They want to see Canelo go out looking bad. That's what I'm getting. Alfredo, I like Canelo at 166. Nice, loose, good footwork and waist movement. Yeah, you know what? A lot of people said that he came in actually a few pounds under, because, you know, I'm watching the fight with people selling his butt. Come on. Well, look, man, all these guys, Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson, Felix Trinidad, they all go out in one way or the other selling their ass. Very few fighters go out on top. It's just the truth about boxing, right? And that's what they want Canelo Alvarez to do. They want to see him get beat by the John Ryders. They want to see him get beat up by Benavidez. They want to see him get beat up by Bivol. They really want to see his face busted up. You know, him not be able to throw punches, coming in fat, looking overweight. That's what they want to see. You know, like these guys, Earl Spence, right? The guy's never going to be the same, and they want to see him go out bad. And he's probably going to end up going bad. He had a good career. He's going to end up selling his ass, you know, for a paycheck. And he's probably going to end up going out bad and never talking the same. That's how boxing is, you know. Once the whole point of boxing is to get a name. And then once you get a name, you get the big fights. You know, like Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia went out bad, you know, losing to Sandor Martin. We never seen him again. He looked a little out of shape. He wasn't the same guy. You know, Lomachenko's coming back again, you know. And maybe Lomachenko probably goes out the same way. He was elite. He's elite talent. He's still a good boxer. He loses to Haney. You know, he probably beats Cambozo. But, you know, then he probably fights a Shakur or Navarrete, and maybe he gets beat up and goes out looking bad. And then he tries to come back, gets beat up. That's the history of boxing, man. These guys fight on till they're like late 30s, early 40s. You know, they end up getting beat up bad. They end up going bad. Salute, Quentin. Why do these Benachichi fans only seem to want to fight Canelo everyone? Another good fight is available, then they get scared. Yeah, I mean, look, Benachichis has a fight lined up. It should be a good fight. There's a chance he could lose, though. There is that chance. And then what? Then what are they going to do? Salute Frank Payne. Thank you. Salute OG Blaze. Mikey Garcia sold his ass to Al Heyman with a Spence Jr. Yeah, they were trying to build Spence Jr. He was the young up-and-coming guy. Mikey, he did okay. I mean, he lost, but he went 12 rounds, you know. But then, you know, he got beat up. He had a struggle with Josecito, and then he fights Sandor Martin. Don't get it twisted, for a big bag. But as far as careers go, you know, you want to see your favorite fighter go out on top. And, you know, as a Canelo fan, self-admittedly, you know, people are afraid to say they're a Canelo fan. I'm a Canelo fan because I appreciate what he's done for boxing. He has the accolades. My friends and family still want to see him fight. So, you know, we all get together to watch Canelo Alvarez fight. So, of course, I'm a fan. He brings the heat, he brings the numbers, he brings the attention. It is what it is. And I don't think Canelo Alvarez is going to go out bad. I think he's really an elite level fighter. He has, what is he, 34, maybe fights till 36, 37, and he will continue to compete. Now, I'm going to say something controversial. Okay. If Canelo Alvarez were to beat David Benavidez, hit a 1 if you think he is the greatest Mexican of all time. I think if he fights David Benavidez in 2024, 2025, they could have 2 fights, 3 fights. I mean, it could be massive, right? Canelo Alvarez will go down as the greatest Mexican fighter of all time. You got to imagine, bro. Canelo, Benavidez, 4 undisputed, 4 it all, man. And Canelo Alvarez, you know, leaves the ring with David Benavidez's head. I think he should retire on the spot. If Canelo Alvarez beats David Benavidez, he needs to retire on the spot as the greatest living Mexican fighter. Right? He already is, but I see what you're doing. Nah, I don't hold Benavidez in high regard. Canelo already is. You know, but that's the thing. Here, man, in life, we're always being challenged. No matter what you've accomplished, people are always going to say, you know, whenever you meet an old friend, you meet an old cousin you haven't seen in a while, they always say, hey, Frank, what are you doing? What you up to? You know, we ask, you know, maybe we work with somebody and we see him 5 years later. Hey, what's up, Joe, man? How you doing, man? What are you up to these days? Oh, yeah, you know, just bought a house, just took a vacation. You know, people always want to know what you're up to, you know, and then hopefully, you know, you have something good. You know, sometimes we have bad things happen to us, you know, and we could have some struggles. But, you know, eventually your friends and family pull through. And that's what we're here to do, you know, support each other. So Canelo Alvarez, if he still wants to fight the fights, he still wants us to pay for the pay-per-views, he still has things to prove. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. Now, I support Canelo Alvarez, right? I support him. I buy his fights. Blaze, a fake Mexican wannabe cholo loser. Is that the real Vernon from the old What Rep It days? Salute What Rep It. Vernon Tate. How do these guys find you guys? Blaze, Ghost, salute, man. Thank you. How do these guys find you guys, man? All these guys end up finding us. But I appreciate it. Now, what I seen last night was an older fighter look good. Hit a 1 if you think Canelo Alvarez looked good. I thought he looked excellent. Now, there it is, the criticism. Oh, he's throwing 1 punch at a time. Look, that's not how he fights. His style is counter-punching. You know Teofimo, right? Teofimo Lopez. What did they say? Oh, he doesn't look good. He doesn't look the same. Teofimo is a counter-puncher. He needs somebody to bring the smoke, right? That's when he looks best. Like Josh Taylor was chasing Teofimo around the ring, and he was getting countered all night. You know, Teofimo didn't knock him out. You know, Lomachenko, same thing. Like, he's going to box you all night. Vernon, Mickey, y'all famous. Frank, y'all a real one? Okay. Frank is famous, right? Internet, YouTube famous. Guys, hit the like, leave your comments, subscribe, hit the subscribe button, hit the like, it don't cost a thing. Hit the link, talk your shit. We're talking about Canelo Alvarez. Is he still the king of boxing? And resoundingly, he's the king of boxing. He is persona non grata. He is the face, he is the king, and he constantly proves it. OG Blaze. Mexicans are forced to get knockouts or they trash him. Yes, that's the insane thing. You know, J-Rock, salute the homie J-Rock. He said that Davina Haney can get a 12-round boring decision against Regis, and oh yeah, I mean, that was a masterclass, man. And Canelo Alvarez, he goes 12 rounds. Oh, he's not the same. I mean, let's really think about it. Where are these guys coming from? No Mexican has done what Canelo has, especially at these higher weight classes. And that's the other thing. It is the higher weight classes, right? Mexican boxing, number one. Canelo a dog, I'll admit it. Yes, you have to honorably give Canelo his flowers. Canelo is an A fighter and everyone else is a B at even Benavidez. Well, Benavidez is not proven. It's that simple. He's a good fighter, but he's the elite. Canelo's already an all-time great, right? Vernon, do you? David Benavidez? Wow, somebody's a fan. Frank isn't even a Mexican. Well, you know what? I let the people decide. I can be whatever you want me to be. I salute Mexican boxing, number one. You know, we follow Canelo Alvarez. We talk about him because what else is there to talk about? That's the other thing about the haters. Look, man, you got to think about it. What would boxing world have to talk about if they didn't have Canelo Alvarez? It's not a secret. It's not a joke. It is what it is. That May 5th is the biggest boxing day, and it is the biggest date in the sport. There's a reason for that. They know what they're doing. They're not stupid, okay? They don't make it in February. They don't make it in July, right? They make it in May. Cinco de Mayo is the biggest day, second only to September 16th, which like Floyd Mayweather fought on, which, you know, all the greats fought on. Oscar de la Hoya, Julio Cesar, you know, it was a big, you know, big day. It just is what it is. Now, it either falls on the 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, or in and around that date, but that's the date they try to land it on. The UFC has been trying to take the date, but they don't understand the fan base, right? Mexicans want to see boxing. Mexicans, they're kind of, they like UFC. There's a lot of us that are gravitating toward UFC, but it's still gonna always be boxing. Boxing is still number one in our culture, right? Benavidez doesn't seem to have to fight anyone, yet still gets passed and praised. Well, he's the name. He's the name with Canelo Alvarez. Now, one thing I heard, they say, you know, I heard Muck, you know, he was talking to recognize who, you know, I respect his opinions. But one thing he said, oh, they don't want Canelo to fight David Benavidez. And I always said, I never heard a Mexican or Canelo fan say they didn't want him to fight David Benavidez. See, this is the wordplay and kind of the twist that these guys use. They say, oh, you don't want the Benavidez fight. And I said, when did we ever say that? I never said that. You guys are going back and forth with Vernon. Salute Vernon, salute Open Gates. Mexican boxing is number one. Salute, yeah. And it's number one. It's number one by the masses, right? By the casuals. They're buying the fight. But here's what I want to break down. Do Mexicans want the Benavidez fight? Of course. Benavidez is Mexican, right? He's Ecuadorian. He's American. Canelo fans don't care who could. Exactly. He could fight a janitor. He could fight Benavidez. They don't care. They buy the fights. He has a whole country behind him, right? It's like a national holiday. You know, Manny Pacquiao used to shut the country down when he fought. Like literally the whole country. It was a holiday. Everything shut down to watch Manny Pacquiao. That's essentially what Canelo Alvarez does, right? But as far as Canelo Alvarez goes and who he fights, I never heard a Mexican or Latino or boxing fan say they didn't want the fight. But notice how they say, oh, the Mexican fans, his supporters. They don't say boxing fans, because every boxing fan is a fan of Canelo Alvarez. They pinpoint and they say, oh, you Mexican fans, kind of like a jab, a poke, to kind of say Canelo Alvarez is a coward, I guess. Quitting. And if Benavidez doesn't get the Canelo fight, then Benavidez has to fight other top guys. He's the one without a legacy. Yes. And his biggest fight will be Canelo, and his biggest attribute when he retires will be having fought Canelo Alvarez. Probably having lost to Canelo Alvarez. It won't be his wins. It'll be having fought Canelo Alvarez. Of course, Mexicans run boxing. That's why you see black fighters waving Mexico flags, but you don't see Mexicans waving African flags. Yeah. It's just pandering. It's me, Pablo. It's pandering. It is what it is. Salute, Pablo. Thank you. Welcome. Hit the like. Okay, hit the like, guys. If you want to talk your shit, jump in, talk your shit, grab your beer, sneak on the mile. We're cooking. We're cooking with grease, and we're talking some boxing. Canelo Alvarez just happens to be the topic of the day. But back to Benavidez, Quentin, the Bay Area. No, Quentin is actually a real person. But back to Canelo Alvarez and Benavidez. I found that as kind of disrespectful that someone would say, oh, you Mexicans don't want Benavidez and Canelo. And me as a Canelo fan, right, of being a, mixed descent, Frank drinks White Claws. No, actually I don't, man. I'm on Modelo and tequila and tacos binge right now, man. Open Gates, what the fuck? Ben the Thunder dies is not even at 168. American media is still talking about the fight. Yeah, he had a chance to go in the ring and he didn't. So, it's a dig, it's a jab. Oh, you Mexicans don't want the Benavidez fight. And it's like, of course we do. But, we understand. And it's like somebody said, listening to a show, there's a lot of business at stake. This is a big fight. And Canelo Alvarez is saying, hey, I want to get paid for it. You know, Oscar De La Hoya got paid. Chavez got paid. Who else? Manny Pacquiao got paid. Floyd Mayweather got paid. You know, they said this is the Floyd Mayweather blueprint. You Mexicans are supposed to be above and better than that. It's like, wait a minute, how can you be better than the business of boxing? It has nothing to do about race, it has nothing to do about ducking. It's about literally the business of boxing. It's about who's going to pay for the fight. Now, if the money's right, yes, Canelo Alvarez fight. But Benavidez also needs to bring something to the table. That's what it was always about. It was Benavidez doing his part to build the fight. You can't build a fight sitting there waiting for a fight. You know, when it was Oscar De La Hoya, Felix Trinidad, they both were champions. They both were upping their profile. They had fought bigger fights. When Manny Pacquiao, the biggest fight in boxing, took like 10 years, 6 years to make. But in the meantime, Manny Pacquiao was fighting Ricky Hatton. Floyd Mayweather was fighting Marquez, who beat Manny Pacquiao. You know, they kept fighting big fights. The train doesn't stop, man. You got to keep building your profile. And that's all it is. It's like, look, it's a big fight. The money has to be right. It has nothing to do about Mexican fans not wanting David. You know, that's one thing about like the chat, like my chat, my show, me. I say, hey, I understand. I know I don't know the business. I'm not in the business. There's people that say, they claim to know these things, but none of us really know. We don't know what Canelo Alvarez makes. We know he made 35 million for Munguia. He's probably going to walk away with 60 or 80 million, depending on pay-per-views, sponsors, TV rights, you know, all those great things. He's going to make a shit ton of money. You know, what's wrong with Canelo Alvarez wanting the most amount of money? If Floyd Mayweather could do it, then Canelo Alvarez will do it. Now, that's the other jab. They say, oh, well, you guys didn't like Floyd and you didn't like what he did, so why do Canelo fans accept it from Canelo? Well, it doesn't matter. We're not in the business of boxing. We don't control the money, right? They're going to give Canelo the money because his fans will buy the fight. But somehow that's a knock on Canelo Alvarez. Oh, Canelo, you can do what you want. Well, then you know, it's funny that they'll say, oh, Canelo can do what he wants, but then they criticize him for doing what he wants. You see how fickle and how narrow-minded the fans are? But they'll hail Tank Davis, they'll hail Devin Haney, you know, they'll hail Shakir Twitterson, they'll hail Better Bivol, they'll hail Inouye, right? They say, oh, Inouye, he's over there fighting everybody. No, he's not. He's not fighting everybody. I mean, who was the Palace? Now, I like Inouye, but he's sitting over there in Japan and he's making a shit ton of money. And the media, the Cucks, Wakanda, the Crips, they love it, right? Well, they don't love Inouye, but they love Tank Davis. You know, the media loves Inouye, but you know who they don't like? Canelo Alvarez. And that's one thing that's always bothered me. I'm like, how does the guy bringing the most eyeballs to the sport, why does he get the most criticism, right? Most of my family in the States buy the fights. Yes, we all bought the fight. I mean, I think everyone in the chat bought the fight. And like I said, you know, I get hate mail, hate chat comments and stuff. They come at Frank Bay and they say, oh, I'm still in the fight. Canelo's a cheater. How many rounds did you give Munguia, Frank? You know what? You might not like this, Blaze. I gave him the first 3 rounds. And then I thought he could have won maybe 2 more rounds. So I gave him 5 rounds, arguably. And it's always arguably, right? I see Munguia put it on Canelo a few times in that fight. See Munguia land some big shots. Now, what happened is Canelo countered that, and Canelo was catching Munguia with very quick check hooks, and they were rocking him, and it kept stopping his flow. You know, if you notice the fight, Munguia was trying to get in a rhythm, and Canelo would not let him get in a rhythm. And it's one of the first times I seen Canelo use an effective jab, and he was using the jab to kind of stop Munguia's momentum. You know, Munguia was trying to get into momentum. He was kind of doing a little shoulder roll shell, and he was trying to establish a jab, but Canelo was just too good for it. Canelo's head movement, is probably the elite of the elite. It has to be one of the best in the games. Open gates. Bud Crawford has one good fight, and he can do what he wants. Yeah, it's the double standard. They're on his nuts. He can do whatever he wants. They have fight parties. If I don't go to them, yeah, I mean, that's Canelo brings everybody together. But see, that's what I'm saying. They're waiting. They want him to go away. I heard this one clown on my boy BDA's show. You know, he's saying, "Oh, the sport will be better if Canelo Alvarez is gone." Then I streamed. That's fucked up, dude. I'm a Munguia fan, also no biggie, bro. I gave him 4 rounds. Yeah, I could have given 4. Dude, I gave him the first 3 rounds. That was me, bro. I seen him establish a pace, establish a jab. He was just going 3-4 jabs at a time, like I said he would. Canelo sets traps. That's good, Pounds. Thank you. Yes, he does. 7-5 Canelo. Yes, yeah. Nelo uses a jab to reset them or set up big punches. Yes, he hooks off. He does a lot of what Ryan Garcia does, right? He hooks off the jab. Now Canelo's not a. He doesn't use the jab as a weapon. It's just more to set up the bigger punches, you know. And I seen Canelo use it to land some very big right hands that Jaime Munguia should have been knocked out with, you know. But salute. Let's talk about Jaime Munguia, man. Salute Jaime Munguia for putting up a hell of a fight. I mean, we're not giving him enough credit. 9-3 Canelo at best, 4 to Munguia. Yeah, 4 or 5, you could arguably give to Munguia. But that's what I'm saying, man. Puro hanging out too much, Pounds hanging out too much with Puro. Okay, guys. People focus way too much on punches thrown instead of punches landed. Okay, technique. Canelo dominated Munguia. He dominated him, but he didn't knock him out. You know, I thought it was going to be a Mexican war a la Barrera Morales. But I don't know what I thought they were going to go back-to-back exchange. But, I mean, there are a lot bigger guys. You know, Barrera Morales, that's at like 122, 126. They can throw a million punches and not knock each other out. Now, in the case of Canelo and Munguia, they got to be very cautious because one punch and drop it, right? It wasn't even close. I mean, I thought Munguia gave a good account of himself. See, that's the thing. It's like you thought it was 12-0. Like a domination is 12-0, 10-2. Like a guy can be competitive and still lose rounds. I mean, it's just, you know, what you're looking for. Munguia became a bigger star. He gained 500K followers on Instagram. Yeah, he's going to be a bigger star going forward because he gave a good account of himself. I mean, you take 2 fighters, right? Charlo, Munguia. One guy goes home, slaps his baby mama and brags about it and gives up his belt, no longer to be seen, right? And you got another fight, Munguia, actually coming to win because he's a Mexican. You know, Mexicans have pride. He comes to win and he becomes a star, right? Canelo, just like Oscar before him, makes other people. None of these guys, just like Oscar made Floyd, Oscar made Manny Pacquiao, he made Felix Trinidad, he made Shane Mosley, he made Bernard Hopkins. Canelo Alvarez is doing the same thing, right? Canelo Alvarez made John Ryder, right? He made Lara. None of these guys would have ever got paid without him. All these guys' biggest paydays have been Canelo Alvarez, Austin Trout, Danny Jacobs, Triple G. You know, Triple G was a nobody until Canelo. Yeah, he got the critical acclaim, but Triple G was making 10, 15 million fighting Canelo Alvarez. And then after he fought Canelo Alvarez, he was getting 10 million a fight. Without Canelo Alvarez, that doesn't happen. You know, and see, that's the other crazy thing. People hate Canelo Alvarez so much, it doesn't ever cross their mind or imagination that the fighters love him. The fighters love Canelo Alvarez. They don't want to see him go away. So like I was saying, that idiot said that if it's better, the sport is better off if Canelo goes away. See, that to me is not valid criticism. Look, man, you can criticize Canelo Alvarez. You can definitely criticize him. Some of his fights have been less than stellar, but you have to have valid criticism. Now, to say that he's bad for the sport is just hate. It's not valid criticism. You have to have evidence and facts to support your opinion. Right? You have to come from with some facts and opinions. They said his undisputed run wasn't very good. Well, who are you comparing it to? It was better than Bud Crawford and Devin Haney's, right? They criticized Canelo Alvarez's undisputed run when Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Sanders, and Smith were very good fighters, but they're going to hail Davina Hanky for beating Kambosos and Bud Crawford for being Ndongo. Like, what are we talking about? This is the double standard that we have to face every day, right? Open gates. You have to admire Canelo for still maintaining at this level after being filthy rich. That's another thing. Thank you, Open Gates. Canelo is the reason why PBC there you go. Look, man, it's all, and that's the crazy thing, man. Everybody in boxing owes their wealth and success to Canelo Alvarez, right? You even take these haters on Pro Box TV. All they do is make 3 videos a day about Canelo Alvarez. They got nothing else to talk about. You know, all these haters, you know, I heard several names mentioned in my chat. They got nothing else to talk about. Like, let's be real. If you're not, you know, only until recently with Ryan Garcia making some noise, Canelo Alvarez is the only thing to talk about. I mean, one way or the other, all of boxing follows Canelo Alvarez. They wait to see what he does. You know, that Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia fight, they had to wait to see what Canelo Alvarez did. And so that's why they made it in New York, because Canelo Alvarez already had the venue, right? The T-Mobile Center, and it sells out, right? They make a ton of money that weekend. Canelo Alvarez is an event. He's a franchise. Now, if you're a boxing fan, with boxing being a niche sport, why would you ever want that to go away? Let me take a beer break. I got to grab a brewski, hit the one. If you want to see some Canelo highlights, I'll come back. Jump in the chat, hit the link, hit the like, hit the subscribe. All right. Give me like 1 minute. All right. I'll leave you with something. And there it is, man. The man, the myth, the legend. Benavidez cries about being in the 168 division for 10 years, not get a shot. Canelo went undisputed in 11 months. What the hell was David doing? He is sitting crying. I mean, look, man, you guys seen it for yourself. What is the spin going to be? What is the narrative going to be about why David Benavidez didn't step in the ring? Why? He looked like a kid getting called out. They can't read. Canelo collected them belts one by one. Yeah, Devin Haney got his in one fight, right? And then Crawford fought in Donga, right? When Crawford went up to 147, he fought Jeff Horn. So don't talk to me about these guys were fighting killers too. And these are the same fans. They hate Canelo Alvarez. They love Bud Crawford. When his runs were very mediocre, Earl Spence beat Ugas. Like, Ugas was like 5 losses, dude. Technique, Canelo versus Benavidez is 50-50 in a great fight. I agree. But what the hate comes from is they say Canelo's ducking Benavidez. But we just saw the tape. Benavidez is right there. He's looking dead at Canelo. His wife is there. And he said, nah. Wait a minute. If you're chasing this guy, you call him a pussy. You said he's this, he's that. And when you finally able to go step to him face to face, you say no. That don't sound right, man. That's checking your temperature. David got his card pulled. And I think he knew Canelo was probably going to slap him. Like, something would have happened. To me, Canelo had that look on his face like, I want to slap you. I think, when I seen him punk Caleb Plant, he smacked the fuck out of Caleb Plant for talking shit. He wanted to smack Oscar's, smack Oscar's ass. Benavidez was like, nah, I can't get punked in front of my friends and family. That's what it looked like to me. Canelo had the greatest undisputed run. Facts. It just is what it is. It was a lot harder, a lot more difficult, and Canelo made a lot of people rich. Like, who really got rich off of, did anybody get rich off fighting Bud Crawford? And then Haney, did Haney make anybody rich? No, they had to pay Haney to go over to Australia. So that run was trash. Two Matador. It's like the cuts. They say Canelo aged out GG. Canelo was cleaning out the division. What was GG doing? Sitting, just chilling, making good paydays against some kind of mid-level competition. I forget the names that he beat. He was good. Like, we're not trying to hate on Triple G, on Benavidez. I think they're good fighters. It's just the hate that Canelo Alvarez gets, and they always call out Mexican fans. Oh, you guys accept this bullshit. Like, nah, bro, we're just keeping it boxing. We understand the sport better than you. OG Blaze, I wonder if Benavidez hates Canelo because when he beat Callum Smith, Munguia's vacant belt, that he lost on the scale or Kane was on the line. Yeah, they always forget that. And this media, the Bradleys, the Alices, the Algiers, they attack him mercilessly. They always leave out these critical bits of information. Also, the David and Plant were both champions and they never unified. OG Blaze, I wonder if Benavidez hates Canelo because his vacant belt was on the line when he beat. Of course, man. Imagine having a lottery ticket and then using cocaine to sniff it with and then you throw it away. You'd be pissed too, right? He threw away his lottery ticket. Benner Thunderdires has some weird energy. Look, man, that was his time to step to Canelo. He talked hella shit. He's a pussy. He's not a man. He's ducking me. Canelo whistles at him like a bitch, right, man? Whistled him like a hoe, and then he freezes. I mean, who does that? Canelo took 3 fighters' O's. Yes, no Diddy. Callum Smith, Billy Joe Sanders, and Caleb Plant. Yes, all good, decent fighters, all still fighting. No rematch, no Diddy. Canelo just took Munguia's O. Yep, and he'll never get credit. Isaac Ramirez, damn, Canelo saw Munguia, saw a younger version of self Munguia. No wonder Munguia didn't get KO'd. He's a humble kid. Look, man, why is it that now Canelo carried him? Why can't Munguia be a good fighter? I mean, you were coming at me saying I was hating. No, I mean, Benavidez did look scared of Canelo. He did. Bro, the man calls you up. You called him a pussy. You was real comfortable on the internet. You're real comfortable on podcasts. You're saying you made offers, and then he called you up. This your time to shine, right? It's like the girl asking you to dance, and then you pee your pants. What happened? Where was all that energy? Where was all that tough guy energy, right? They come at Frank Bay. Where's all the tough guy energy? I hit the like, bros. Hit the like, comment, subscribe, hit the link, jump on. Nah, Canelo carried his little bro. Look, man, carrying sounds like fake, fix. I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say Jaime Munguia fought a good fight. What's wrong with that? How about Canelo Alvarez was just a better fighter, more skilled, more talented. Okay, Munguia looked 3 times the size. Everybody I was in the room with was like, damn, dude. Pause, no homo. Munguia was like hella big, way bigger than Canelo Alvarez. We've been saying that. That's the greatest thing about Canelo's run is he's always fighting bigger guys. When we see all the Crips and Wakandas, they always fight smaller guys, right? Haney, a weight bully, Shakira, Twitterson, weight bully. They're always fighting these way smaller guys, and they get all the credit. Lomachenko goes up, he gets all the credit, but Canelo, nah, he's supposed to be doing that, right? Bivol, he's not going up. He's fighting. He's coming down. He's trying to kill himself to make that weight. So, it is what it is, man. But that's why we do it, man. That's why we talk boxing. I'm dropping the link. I hit the like. I'm trying to get that smoke, and nobody wants it, man. But thank you, man. Alfredo, I picked Munguia to get KO, but Munguia impressed me. He's a good fighter. What? Damn, why y'all beefing? Quinn's cool, man. Ghost, I don't know. Ghost is cool, whatever. You guys handle that, schmizzo. Drink your beer. Drinks up, Cinco de Mayo. Jaime Munguia fought a good dude, gave it his all, and Canelo just played why he's pound for pound. Yes, Canelo Alvarez proved to us all why he's an A minus fighter, right? I'm just gonna say A because I think Jaime Munguia proved that he's an elite level fighter. I think he showed that he's ready. He can beat top fighters. I mean, he won a few rounds against a legend, and we said it. Canelo Alvarez is an all-time great, right? Manny Pacquiao. Tim Bradley's in the Hall of Fame for beating Manny Pacquiao. Tim Bradley was never a great fighter, but his claim to fame is beating a blown up Marquez and beating a small Pacquiao, arguably, and people thought he lost, right? He got that Pacquiao was raw, but he's in the Hall of Fame for that one win. So Munguia, you know what? He showed he could compete. Nobody gave him a chance. I thought he was going to get knocked out, but he showed out. I thought he might go out on a shield, but I mean, no disrespect. He didn't go out on a shield. I think people wanted to see it. But you can't hate Canelo Alvarez for that. Ghost. Ruslan Pronikov beat the fuck out of Bradley. Yeah, wasn't in a draw, but yeah, he got his shit kicked in, pushed in. Resume, skill, active. Yeah, that's the other thing. Floyd Mayweather, he took like a couple retirements. He fought Berto McGregor on his way out. You know what, man? Because what I do when I talk boxing, I compare. Now, that's the thing. Now we're talking about valid criticism. If you criticize somebody, if you disrespect Canelo Alvarez's run, ducking, whatever you want to disrespect that Munguia wasn't good, well, then give me a fighter doing better. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's one thing to disrespect. If I'm always like, I don't like McDonald's, I don't like Burger King, I don't like this. Well, hit the link, man. The link is in the chat. Alejandro, as long as you're not a troll or dropping D-bombs, you're good here. Let's cook. You can have the floor. I will drop the link. All right. But anyway, if you want to criticize, you know, you're more than welcome to criticize. But you got to have a standard. You got to have who's better. You got to give me, if you don't like Burger King, you don't like McDonald's, you know, you don't like Mexican food, right? What's better? Do you consider Italian food better? Do you consider steak better? They can't just say, oh, that's trash, without giving me something to work with, like to criticize you, right? Because what's the saying? When you point a finger, there's always three pointing back, right? So if you criticize, you need to prove what's better. You need to have an argument. And all these guys do, they just want to hate Canelo Alvarez, but they never have anything better. They never say who's doing better. They never say what's better. You know why? Because they're probably Hanky fans or fraud fans, and they know they can't argue that those guys' runs are better than Canelo Alvarez. Like any fighter you put up against Canelo Alvarez accomplishments is not going to compare. And even Inouye, they use Inouye, but Inouye had, this clown was like, oh, Inouye's run was better than Canelo Alvarez's run. Oh yeah, Paul Butler was a better win than Caleb Plant, than Triple G. I said, well, who's a better win than Triple G? He couldn't give me a win. That's what I'm saying, bro. You have to have valid criticism. Otherwise, it's just hate. Vern and Popeyes is the best. I disagree. Chick-fil-A is the best. The best of the best of the best. Chick-fil-A, bro. That spicy chicken is the bomb. But I don't hate Popeyes. But if I was just trashing Popeyes, that's what you're going to say. What is better? All right? No hugging and running involved yesterday. That's what Mexican boxing. Yes, it was an all-out war. It was classic. Two big guys slugging it out. Canelo Alvarez ate some good shots, and he ate them for breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Did Vernon leave? Guess it was time for his tapioca. You guys are funny. Open, Jace, this is a solid learning experience. Munguia got to take it to the next level. And he will. He's a star now. He's an attraction. Jaime Munguia Canelo Alvarez has made Munguia a star in losing, which is crazy. You know better than me, Frank? No, I don't, man. Everybody's welcome. You can hop on. You can talk your shit. I welcome smoke. If you want to agree, disagree, say I don't know shit, well, I stand on what I say, baby. Drinking my Modelo. Hopefully everybody's enjoying this. Open gates. Why is Kid Austin ducking? I thought that fight was already made on the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson undercard. Is it not? Did he pull out? Kid Austin is the future pay-per-view king. Well, that last fight he had was not very good. I mean, what was he, like, fouling? They were both hitting low. They were headbutting. Kid Austin. Are you Kid Austin, Ghost? Take over the game? Nah. Or is it because he's with Oscar De La Hoya? That's another thing, what was great about this promotion, man. People were kind of ho-hum. Ryan was stealing the headlines, but when Oscar popped it off, talking to shit, talking about, do you like meat? Pause. Who that? Kid Austin too big for that bum? Okay. Kid Autism, damn, that crip a bum. Yo, Vernon Tell. Yeah, the Oscar De La Hoya Canelo Alvarez beef really hyped the fight up, man. Salute Oscar De La Hoya, who has remained relevant. After 30, 40 years, man, people still love Oscar. He still makes noise. He did that little skit, that little video, parodying Ryan Garcia's video, I'm blessed. What is it? How does it go? Highly favored. I'm blessed. He was with his wife doing it. She was in a thong. It was funny, man. Oscar was in a thong, pause. It was very cringe, but it was funny. So I salute Oscar, man. Probably sold another 300, 400 pay-per-views. Did anybody go out and see this at a bar? Did anybody go to the movie theater or to a Buffalo Wild Wings or a Dave & Buster's? If you were, let a player know. Was it packed? Was it crowded? I mean, with the mannequin? What? What are you guys talking about now, man? You guys go back and forth. I love it. I dig it. It's funny as hell. But Oscar De La Hoya, man, Ryan was still in the headlines, with the popping thing. And then Oscar De La Hoya start, talking shit. They're about to, De La Hoya and Canelo says, hey, that's why you stick things up your ass. It was getting pretty heated. But a lot of people were texting and calling like, oh, man, is Oscar and Canelo going to fight? Like, it got people excited. No rehydration clause. I don't know what you're referring to. But, yeah, man, really hyped the fight off. Hyped the fight up. Munguia, like I said, man, shout shout out Munguia, man. He's gonna be a star. You know, I would like to see Munguia versus Berlanga, Munguia Pacheco, Munguia and Billy. You know, he's a big name now. Maybe Munguia Charlo will finally get that. I would like to see Munguia become a star because, you know, let's be honest, Munguia can be another Mexican star. Now, you know, I guess it's a good thing that Munguia didn't get knocked out. Maybe that hurts his Q rating. But I think in the end, Munguia, he came to win. And I think that's what a lot of people were criticizing Canelo Alvarez about, is that, you know, his fights have been very boring, but those guys did not come to win. So I'm very happy for Jaime Munguia. And that's what happens when you get two Mexicans. You know, no clinching, no holding. Now, there was a little bit of holding from Jaime Munguia, but not too much. You know, he knew that he was trying to open up, and the Canelo Alvarez had a lot of firepower. But Vernon, Kid Austin would stop. Come on, now you're trolling. Open gates, action is ready. I don't know. I gotta see some highlights. I'm not gonna pretend I know who that guy is, but from what I think, he's undefeated, has a high knockouts. And Paula, Kid Austin diddled by Oscar and his midgets. Oh my God, you guys are hilarious, bro. Again, shout out Oscar de la Hoya, man. You know, what's interesting is that he was going to be banned from the press conference, and then Oscar popped it off. You know, Canelo really hates Oscar de la Hoya. He didn't want him at the press conference. He didn't want Oscar to have anything to do with this, with TBC promotion. But the DAZN told him, man, you know, that's his fighter. He has to be a part of it. And Oscar, you know, was part of the promotion. Tank and Nelo, almost the same height. That was crazy, right? They were high-fiving, saluting. Tank was ringside. He really liked Canelo Alvarez's fight. But come on, Tank is not the face of boxing. Canelo still is the face of boxing. Now, yes, the fight we all want to see, David Benavidez, which I don't get, man. I was really excited. I really thought it was a possibility David Benavidez would get in the ring, and because I knew he was going to be there. And then I saw him sitting ringside, and Canelo calls him out. Canelo Alvarez calls David Benavidez out. I want to know what his explanation is for not getting in the ring. You know, because they you know, all the haters, the Crips, Wakanda, the media, the Cucks, they all said, oh, Nelo's so shook, he's so scared. Oh man, he doesn't even want to look Benavidez' way. And it was actually Canelo Alvarez in his fight yelling at David Benavidez ringside, and he was whistling at him, telling him, get in the ring. Now, I thought Canelo Alvarez wanted nothing to do with this guy. I thought he was scared to say his name. What happened? I think he just shut everybody down. H Monkey says Tank's the face of boxing. Of course they would. You know, those guys don't buy fights. And that's the other thing about Canelo Alvarez. All the haters, they don't support him. That's why I really don't pay attention, because, you know, they'll say Benavidez, they'll say Undisputed Runner's whack, yada, yada, yada. But you know what? They're the first ones to line up at a bar and go watch the fight. But I don't really pay him no attention because, you know, they probably don't support him anyway. And that's where I'm at with Canelo Alvarez. You know, as far as him fighting Benavidez, who he's gonna fight, you know what? As long as friends and family want to see him fight, and they call Frank and they want to get together and they want to drink and eat and watch Canelo Alvarez fight, I'm okay with that, because he sells no matter what. He has his fan base. He's already a legend, and he does the biggest events. He makes boxing go around. If you call that a fanboy, I don't understand how it's a fanboy if that's just the truth. The truth is that Canelo Alvarez is the face of boxing, and he does it because he puts on good events. People know his name. They know what they're going to get. You knew when Jaime Munguia and Canelo Alvarez was going to fight, you knew it was going to be a good fight. You know what I'm saying? That's why I bought it. I knew it was going to be a good fight. Friends and family were entertained. Ghost, that guy flip-flopping schizo. Okay, yeah, that guy's weird. I think I got booted like my first 5 minutes. And the whole panel was like low IQ, right? You can't understand a word they say. I'm just trying to catch a word here and there. But anyway, man, this is about the Frank Bay Show. You know, hit the like. You guys, hit the like. Give the homie a thumbs up, you know? Hit the link if you want to talk your shit. Great day, man. Great Sunday, drinking your beer. You know, hope you're eating some good food. Single de Mayo, listening. You know, if you're at the park, if you're with your chick. Vernon saw it at the old folks home. You know, hopefully you were entertained. I'm a little bit hungover. I'm actually drinking beer for my hangover, which is crazy. I drank some tequila. I was super faded. But that undercard, like I was saying, was very mediocre. I ain't gonna lie, man, I was kind of nodding off. But lucky I ate some tacos, drank some tequila shots and got revived. And I was happy, man. I thought Hyman won the first couple rounds. But, let's, I don't know, guys. Jack, I'm not a mug, I'm not Samoan. That I know, that's what they said, man. I think Among did say he's half, though. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Black, white, Mexican. You know what, man? The sport of boxing, they hate Canelo because he's a Mexican. It just is what it is, and he's the face of boxing. They hate to see it. They want him to go away. But you know what? Haney was supposed to be the next one, right? The next Floyd Mayweather. They don't have another fighter. Earl Spence, he's supposed to be next. Tank Davis, he's not fighting anybody. Tank Davis, has he ever beat a pound-for-pound fighter? I don't think Tank Davis has ever beat a pound-for-pound fighter. He's never been. He's been in the division 3 years and hasn't been a champion. So you know what? Look, man. Tank Davis has exciting fights, but he's not what you would say elite. He's not an all-time great yet. Of course, they'll try to tell you he is, but he's not. Ryan Garcia Ryan Garcia beating Devin Haney is a better win than Tank Davis has ever had. That's just a fact. Right now, they're happy about Ryan popping dirty, but we got to see what happens going forward. Does anybody care about Ryan Garcia anymore? Hit a 1 if you still care about him. Hit a 0 if it's fuck Ryan Garcia. Are we supporting Ryan Garcia? But at least what's a good thing for Ryan Garcia, that Canelo Alvarez was fighting. It's a good thing that Canelo Alvarez has took his place as the king again, and it's kind of overshadowed Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia was at the fight, seen a lot of legends at the fight. So you guys are standing with Ryan Garcia. Okay, Maton, thank you for joining. Salute, Maton. We're standing with Ryan Garcia. Where should Frank base? Should we say fuck Ryan, he's a cheater, or do we stand with Ryan? You know what, man? Just based on the entertainment value and what he did to Davina Hanke, who I never liked, I'm standing with Ryan Garcia. I stand with Ryan Garcia. I said it before. I was hoping that he beat Davina Hanke. But back to Ryan Garcia and Canelo. Ryan is innocent. Yes, pounds. Hashtag Team Ryan. Open gates. You're no, but it's fuck Ryan Garcia. It's okay, man. But look, man, what's going to happen if he gets proven innocent? That's the thing, because they still have to do the B sample, and there was an athletic state commission test the same day. The strange thing they said is, like, it's very rare that they test the same day and the day after. So Ryan Garcia was also tested by the athletic commission, which VADA will have nothing to do with. So if Ryan's test with the athletic commission come back negative, in this instance, negative being good, right? Positive is bad, negative is good. There's going to be a lot of controversy. Then Ryan will be back in the headlines again. It's a witch hunt against Ryan. Yes, Ryan. I agree 1000%. We stand Ryan strong. Make Ryan great again. But, salute Canelo Alvarez for taking the shine off Ryan Garcia. Well, the stain. Ryan is a stain now. That's not me saying it. I'm just saying what the media and everybody turning their back on him, except us, except me. Right? I'm not going to turn my back on him. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Nothing wrong, right? We give our friends and family the benefit of the doubt all the time because they're our friends and family. So nothing wrong with giving Ryan the benefit of the doubt. If Ryan was positive a day before the fight, then the fight should have been postponed or canceled. Yeah, you know what? But what they're saying is they didn't have the results that day. But there's a lot of wordplay involved in that, right? It's like, it's like they knew or they didn't, or they trying to save face by saying, oh no, we didn't know. There's a lot of things going on. It's going to be a mess. Ryan is suing. So, you know what? It's okay to stand with Ryan and say he's innocent, that he was set up, because it looks fishy. People seeing the referee being biased. And that's just not boxing fans. That's people, YouTubers, influencers, social media people, seeing, they said, damn, that ref blew 3 knockdowns. It should have been 5 knockdowns, Like, we clearly seen Devin Haney falling over his ass. And then, yeah, you know what? They said, it doesn't even make sense that Ryan Potts, the day of that doesn't give him enough time to get any usage out of the drug that he took, right? Because he passed all the other tests leading up to the fight, and then all of a sudden he passed the last day, which is just ignorant, which is just stupid. So Ryan is either the biggest buffoon or he's the smartest guy in the room. I mean, you know, he sold the fuck out of that fight and performed. Hey, Muck, Provoking tested positive, and the fight with Woodard was canceled. Ortiz was positive for something, and the fight with Woodard still happened. Yes, I remember that. And Alejandro, the attendants should put a lawsuit, and those paid for that shitty fight, they are going to reserve the outcome or reverse the outcome. Shitty fight. So you weren't happy that Ryan beat the shit out of Navina Haney? Look, man, I don't care either way, really. I don't really care either way, because Navina Haney will have to live with that ass whipping for the rest of his life. And I was highly entertained. I was cheering. It was an exciting night. Ryan beat the fuck out of him. It is what it is. Isaac Bermudez, all I see is Ray channels complaining about it. Every other comment section I seen doesn't care or is backing Ryan. Yeah, because we just want to be entertained, man. Look, Davina Haney got his ass beat. Baby Ghost, Baby Miller popped with Anthony Joshua and the fight got canceled. Yeah. They hate Canelo because they ain't Canelo. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. The other is that Canelo, they can't criticize him. Well, basically, they criticize him, but it's not valid. It's just emotional. They just don't like the guy. I don't like him. You know, they mimic his voice. They say payday. You know what? But, you know, what are they going to say if and when he does fight Benavidez? That's all. I want to see their energy change when he does fight Benavidez and beats him. Will they give him credit? Because before this fight, I said, man, they're not going to give Canelo credit for nothing. Oh, Isaac Bermudez. And also, reporters are trying hard to get people to talk about the situation, even when they told them they don't have an answer for it. Yeah, there's a lot that remains to be seen. There is a process, and people are not respecting it. AJ would bust up Miller anyway. Nah, Miller's fighting Andy Ruiz, right? I think they both are pop, but we should see. It should be an entertaining fight. It's an agenda to get Devin Zoe back. That's ultimately what I believe. Miller was on some crazy steroids, yes. And Muck, all these boring fighters need to have a tournament and fight each other. It's killing the sport to have cheaters excessively clinch or stall by running or both. Well, you know what? They call that the sweet science, right? Whenever you say it's boring, it's like we've seen, right? Somebody said it earlier. Canelo goes 12. Oh, he didn't knock him out. Haney, J-Rock said it. Haney goes 12 with the masterclass. Look, man, it's becoming too crazy. The hate is becoming too real. We know what time it is. Guys, hit the like. I need you to hit the like. Hawker, salute Hawker. Canelo gets too much hate because people always hit the guy at the top. I think it's more than that. I think it's deeper than boxing, right? It's deeper than boxing. Because if it was who they want, an American or African American that they want to propagate as the face of boxing, like they're trying to do with Tank Davis, they would get behind him 100%. Now, I don't think that's just being racial or racial. It's just calling what it is. Canelo Alvarez sells the most because he's a Mexican and the Mexican fans support him. There's nothing racial or racist about that, right? But if you can get a white American or any American fighter to beat Canelo Alvarez, well, then you have a new star. You have an American star, and that's ultimately what they want, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I get it. But you can't manufacture a star. That's what they try to do with Devin Haney. They tried to manufacture a star and shove his boring ass down our throat, like they did Mayweather, right? They said the Mayweather clinching, running, boring ass fights was a masterclass. It was sweet science. Salute, drink and brew. But then you had Manny Pacquiao on the other side, knocking people out, giving people exciting fights, fighting Mexicans. Mexicans built Manny Pacquiao. Barrera, Morales, Oscar de la Hoya made Manny Pacquiao. He made his name fighting Mexican. So it is what it is, man. You should be proud to have a Mexican face of boxing because they're going to keep a lot of eyes on boxing. If Devin Haney was the face of boxing, boxing would be dead. It literally would die from boredom. Isaac Bermudez, sorry, it is what it is. It's just cope. That's all it is in a nutshell. Yes, cope. Cope is a hell of a drug, man. I think we all try to cope with certain things, but that's why we listen, right? You listen to shows, you listen to boxing talk because you want to hear a different opinion. Now, I get a lot of hate, but I welcome it. But I know they're listening. They want to listen. They want to hear the truth. Now, I'm not saying I'm 100% speak the truth. I mean, I can't know everything, right? There's things I'm going to do wrong about. I got the pick. Well, I said Canelo Alvarez would win. I thought he would stop Jaime Munguia, but I did kind of say how the fight would play out. But I mean, I got it wrong and went to decision. I just couldn't see it going to decision. But Jaime Munguia gave a good account. But yes, it did go to a decision. And people are saying Canelo Alvarez slowed down. Isaac Bermudez, they're trying to do with Shakira. We don't give a fuck. Top rank, just switch it up already. Yeah, of course they want it. They're desperate for a Floyd Mayweather American. That's what they want. And Ryan Garcia just eliminated franchise Jack, aka Bay Area. Look, man, I'm just calling it how I see it. I can't call it any other way. I can't pander to white people, can't pander to Mexicans, Americans. All I can do is tell you what I think, right? And if you're listening, I appreciate it. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all the differing opinions. I dropped the link so that people could come on and talk their shit. And if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. It's fine with me. But I'm just gonna tell you what I think. Going into this fight, I was I kind of was like, damn, it sucks that Jaime Munguia is gonna get beat up by Canelo Alvarez because I'm rooting for Jaime Munguia, right? He's a Mexican fighter and he's action-packed. People talk shit about Jaime Munguia, but I said, why would you hate? He's a good action-packed fighter. But people said he wasn't that good. He never beat anybody. All the usual suspects hating, right? They idolize Shakira, but they hate Munguia, said he don't have skills, right? But I said, you know what? I want to see a good fight. The Charlo fight sucked, and a lot of people thought that. But it wasn't Canelo's fault. And if you say, oh, it's not Canelo's fault, they say, oh, you're a fanboy. He couldn't knock out Charlo. And it's like, bro, you can't seriously tell me that Charlo went in there to try to win. He got hit, got dropped, and just like Munguia, I'm saying he got dropped like Munguia. The difference is that he got on his bike and just decided to survive, and Jaime Munguia was still fighting back. At the end of the day, man, they want us to buy the fights, but they need to give us action. I would never buy a Davina Haney fight unless it was Ryan Garcia, because I'd go, man, he's gonna, they robbed Loma. I'm glad I didn't buy that. I was like, damn, I'd have been pissed. And then I never bought a Regis fight because it's like, it's boring as fuck. Devin Haney is just a boring motherfucker. And I'm glad he got his ass beat. And I'm glad Ryan Garcia was the one to do it. And now they're trying to steal Ryan's win and they're trying to give Davina Haney a 0 back. But as far as Canelo Alvarez goes, look, man, if you hate Canelo Alvarez, tell me who does it better. Give me a standard. Tell me who's doing it better than Canelo Alvarez. Now, Inouye, I think, is he fighting tonight? Somebody tell me when Inouye's fighting. I'm very confused if it's tonight in the morning or it's tomorrow night. I'm very confused. Somebody help me, right? They're saying Inouye's doing it better. Bud Crawford's doing it better. Let me ask you guys, is Bud Crawford doing it better? That's what I want to know. Who's doing it better than Canelo Alvarez? Isaac Bermudez, same people that left Shakira, Bud's inactivity, Devolver's another name, will call Munguia boring and not skill. See, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, man. Munguia did good. I'm proud. Yeah, we're very proud of Munguia. Munguia did what other people were afraid to do. He fought back. Is it 4 a.m.? You mean tonight? I mean, I'm saying tonight, like when it hits 12, I'm gonna still be up. So it's the same day. Is it 4 a.m. tonight? Please, somebody help me. 5 a.m. Monday morning. Okay, so yes, tomorrow, tonight. Yes, the same thing. Go to sleep, wake up at 4. I don't know if I'm gonna do that shit, man. Does Pantera have a chance? I'm gonna ask you guys this: is it worth watching? Because I mean, I stayed up to watch Fulton. Okay, tonight, yeah. When people say tonight, they're gonna like, it's not tonight, it's tomorrow. Like, bitch, I mean tonight. Like when I'm up, I'm still up. Y'all know how we think. Mexicans, we think differently. We're very literal people. You know what I mean? We don't go for all the jargon and fancy. It's tomorrow night. And this time zone, no, bitch. Just tell me it's tonight, right? Like motherfuckers always ask the exact time. I'm like, bitch, it's 4:30, right? Like, bitch, it's 5 o'clock. It's 5:09. No, bitch, it's 5 o'clock. You know what I mean? I'm a literal person. I take things literally. I'm gonna be up anyway. Okay, Matador, night shift, homie, making them dollars. Main event at 7:45. Damn, you mean East Coast, right? I thought it was 4:45 West Coast. If you in Cali, might be earlier. Yeah, man, 4 butt crack in the morning. Holy shit, man, it's still dark outside. The Fulton fight, I was happy to see an FBA get his ass whipped because it's always fun to see them get their ass whipped because their style. It's nothing to do with race. It's the style. A lot of back foot bitching, a lot of counter jabbing, grabbing. That's why I like to see it. And I knew he sparked his ass. But the Palace fight kind of fell. I gotta be honest, kind of fell asleep in that. The Palace was decent, but I don't know if he really had a chance. But I know Nitty throws bombs, right? Nitty's an action-packed fighter. I think early last year, he's been out of the ring a while, but I think early last year he had a Fight of the Year candidate. So, man, I could see Nui getting rocked. Nitty comes to fight, but that could be his downfall. Nitty could get flattened, and that would be, crazy to see. I'm gonna watch it. That it's undisputed. Okay, 4 a.m. Monday morning, which is tomorrow. Okay, so we got that versus Mexican, and there it is. Mexican boxing is everywhere. Everywhere you look, Mexican boxing. You know what I mean? Although next week it's Loma Cambosos. Are we excited for that fight? I gotta tell you the truth. I'm not excited for Loma Cambosos. I'm not excited. I mean, Cambosos is a bum. We see him lost to Maxi Hughes. Loma is getting another gift, right? He loses, gets to come back, fight for a title. You know what, man? Loma better not waste my time, man. Loma better come in and spark Cambosos out, and we can get rid of Cambosos forever, right? He kind of lays down. Like he laid down against Haney. I was like, I'm done with this guy. He had a good fight against Teofimo, but Teofimo wasn't himself. A lot of people say he wasn't. But Teofimo, it was a good fight. I'll watch it for Loma. Yeah, but Loma, man, he needs to show up and show out. You're not a real boxing fan, bro? Damn, Blaze, how you coming at me? I'm not a real boxing fan for what? For not being excited about Loma? I'm more excited about Navarrete and Berenchek the following week, in 2 weeks. I think it's Usyk and Fury and Navarrete, Berenchek in the same day, which is a hell of a weekend for boxing. Man, I got some shit going on that weekend. Hopefully I'm able to watch it. But yeah. Who's on the undercard of Loma? Is there some Mexicans? There's some good fights on the Loma undercard. Well, it's over in Perth, right? In Australia. So I think it's going to be some other Australians. You supposed to watch it all? Bro, we can't watch it all. We just can't, Just like I can't fuck them all. I can't fuck them all. I try, but I can't, Some you got to let go. Cambosos is going to get angry. I'm just saying, man, I'm just trying to put it in perspective. The reason I mention those things is because drinking my beer, bro. This is why Canelo's the best. He's still the best. They want to see him lose. They want to see him go away. But who's going to replace him? I'm going to end it on this, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Final segment. Hit the link if you want to go on. I'll stay. My phone is kind of charger is running out. But I want to say this, man. Who's going to replace Canelo Alvarez? Will boxing die if there's no Canelo Alvarez? Let's say Canelo wakes up tomorrow and say, fuck it, I did it all. Who's going to take these dates? Ryan. We thought Ryan was going to take these dates. Who's going to take it? Cambosos is going to get angry. Get an angry Loma. Last we seen Loma was crying, man. It wasn't a good look after Loma. It's been about a year, right? Neri getting KO, that's it. He's got a shot, man. I think Neri could surprise people just because he comes to fight. Now we got Ryan Fu. Okay. So Ryan could replace Cinco de Mayo and September 16th, Mexican Independence Day. That's a good, but Candy, look, man, last night, I remember why I love boxing, seeing, the sold out crowd, the entrances, my family, they love the entrances, the Mexican music. They had an American, the American national anthem was played by a mariachi band. And I was like, damn, are Americans going to be pissed? No, Americans are very prideful about the national anthem. I'm an American, all my family, are very prideful Americans as well, standing for the national anthem. But who's going to bring that same impact? Now, look, Ryan, yes, he could take over, but it's not the same fans. Ryan brings like TikTokers, he brings influencers, but hardcore boxing fans. Canelo brings the hardcores, man. He really does. So who can replace that? I'm just saying, man. I don't know if anybody can replace Canelo Alvarez. Delay. Oh, I see what you did there. Canelo ain't the best until he stopped running from Benavidez and he fights Benavidez. Well, Delay, you're more than welcome to get on here and tell me how that's true. But Canelo Alvarez called his ass out and he didn't want to jump in the ring. So if you can explain that, then if you can explain that, then I think your argument is null and void. Repit, OG Blaze, Repit always told me it never stops. Mexican boxing got the production line even after them. There's a million on the come up. Ryan, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah. But I'm going to just, Blaze, I'm going to say, but will it be to the level? Canelo really does bring something special. Pause, right? But he does, man. When you look at the crowd, you look at the weigh-ins, those are hardcore, passionate fans, man, that are from the line of Chavez, probably De La Hoya, but a lot of Mexican fans. I don't know if those people will continue to follow boxing. I don't know if they'll get behind Ryan like that. I don't know if they'll get behind Emiliano like that. I don't know if they'll get behind Munguia like that. And the other thing, can Emiliano, can Ryan, can Munguia accomplish? Like, can Ryan go undisputed within the next year? Can Emiliano go undisputed? Can Munguia go undisputed? I don't know, man. I just feel like nobody could replace Canelo anytime soon. I mean, they would have to do those things. Yeah, no, Blaze, I'm saying boxing-wise too. Forget the commercial appeal. Yeah, Ryan sold over 1 million pay-per-view. Don't ever. Yeah, but I'm saying about the accomplishments. I mean, look, man, you can have all the accolade, you can have all the commercial appeal, right? But you still got to do it in the ring to satisfy guys like us, the hardcore, that argue about undisputed runs, that argue about if a guy's a legitimate champion. Dave was a champion, but we know he lost his belt. We can break these things down. So that's what I'm saying. Nelo only gonna be, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Can anybody do what he does all across the board? Commercial, accomplishments, be professional, right? Nelo is a professional. He always maintains composure. We never see him doing stupid shit like these Tank Davises, these Shakira Twitter sends. He's very savvy. What Repit is relevant? Well, you're just a hater, Bay Area. We know who you are. Repit was cool, man, but I'm not trying to do what he's doing. I'm just doing my thing, I respect everybody. We all kind of are in the same circles. So that's my only question, man. Okay, OG Blaze, accomplishment-wise, never. He is the best. Well, that's what I'm saying, and I really hope he fights Benavidez so that he will go down as the greatest ever. I'm gonna tell my son about him, and my son's sons are gonna tell him about Canelo Alvarez. Will Canelo Alvarez remain in the sport like De La Hoya? De La Hoya is still relevant 30, 40 years later. Will Canelo Alvarez be around for another 20 years? Will he be able to build a promotion like that? Will we see Canelo Alvarez in 20 years promoting fights? Oscar B will be an old senile man in 20 years. But Canelo Alvarez will still be around. So as far as that level, and I don't think another American boxer is going to do it. If they can find the Floyd Mayweather, they haven't done it yet. It's been about 10 years. It's going to be another 5 years. They're trying to have this like Carmel Martin. They're trying to get Shakir Twitterson. But we, the Mexican Latino fan base, Mexican Americans, Mexicans, we don't like that style. We say it's bullshit, it's boring. They don't bring the excitement. At least when Canelo has somebody like Munguia bringing the smoke, he brings the smoke. That's one thing I can say about Jaime. Jaime will put on good, exciting fights. If he fought Berlanga, it'd be a banger, and he's going to sell pay-per-views. I don't think Jaime can reach Canelo Alvarez level accomplishment-wise, right? But he can do it commercially. But that's what I'm saying. I'm going to leave you guys with that, man. Who can replace Canelo Alvarez? Nelo is the last of a dying breed. He's the last of the Mayweather era. Yeah, Tank is exciting too, but Tank is never going to reach Tank is never going to reach Canelo Alvarez's accomplishments. He's just not. And Ryan Garcia, is he going to stay in the sport another 10 years? I mean, Ryan is probably going to get out by the time he's 30. The only one close to Canelo was Oscar as far as accomplishments. Oscar accomplished a lot in the sport. Same with Julio Cesar Chavez, a lot in the sport. But as far as the crop under Canelo Alvarez, Even if we go to the Wakandan boxers, the crib boxers, they wanted Devin Haney to replace Canelo Alvarez. We knew it was never going to happen. We knew it, but they wanted it. They're trying to tell us Crawford is going to take over. He can't sell on May 5th. He can't sell on September 16th. The entire boxing world still needs Canelo Alvarez. You know, the most prized possession of any promotion, any fighter is May 5th. If you talk about the gold standard, the elite of the elite of the elite, you need to be elite fighting on Cinco de Mayo. You just have to. That's the sport of boxing. You'll never see Devin Haney, Shakir Twitterson fighting on, and Bud is 37. They can never take May 5th. The UFC is trying to take our date. If we're boxing fans, you know, the UFC, Dana White said he wants to take over May 5th. He wants that date. He doesn't think boxing can hold on to it. Right? So who can take over this date? You know, Floyd Mayweather took the date, but he also needed a Latino opponent. You know, he needed somebody that could sell. He couldn't fight. I don't even know, did he fight Berto on May 5th or September 16th? I don't think he did. Manny Pacquiao would fight on May 5th, September 16th, but he would also need a Mexican fighter. So, you know, that's the thing, man. I'm going to leave you guys with that. Yeah, you know, people hate on Canelo Alvarez, but he proves it time and time again. Picasso can? Okay. But that's the other thing. Can Picasso go through? That's one thing Oscar could do. Oscar could go up from 135, 140, 147, 154, all the way up to 160. Canelo Alvarez from 147 to 175. Can Picasso go from 122 to 147? That's the other thing, man. You know, they want Boots Ennis. Boots Ennis is already 30-0. If he was going to do it, he would already have done it. Can Boots Ennis take over the May 5th date? Can he take over the September 16th date? Maybe if Virgil Ortiz can be, you know what, that's who could probably do it. I said this before. I think Oscar is pushing for Tim Tszyu for Virgil Ortiz to beat Tim Tszyu, because I think Oscar is going to angle Virgil Ortiz to fight Canelo Alvarez. Remember what I said? If Virgil Ortiz beats Tim Tszyu, don't be surprised if they angle Virgil Ortiz to be angling for a Canelo Alvarez fight. Oscar De La Hoya really hates Canelo Alvarez. Nothing would be better than for Ortiz to be the next up. They were already trying to get him there. Ortiz, imagine if Ortiz fights Boots Ennis on May 5th or September 16th. The winner of that could be the new star, but we'll have to see. They're setting up Ortiz to lose. You think so? Well, to me, it's a 50-50 fight. If Tim Tszyu took a hellacious fight, he could be damaged goods. Now, I think Tim Tszyu is a hell of a fighter. You know, I'm the person to say Tim Tszyu is a hell of a fighter. He could beat Ortiz, right? But Virgil Ortiz would become a boxing star. I still got Virgil by KO. Now, Virgil Ortiz beats Tim Tszyu. That makes him a star. Angle Virgil to fight a Charlo, to fight a Boots Ennis, you know, on a May 5th date, September 16th. You know, we got Ryan Garcia, Virgil Ortiz. You know, Blaze said Emiliano. But again, I don't know if they can accomplish what Canelo Alvarez has already accomplished. Are they willing to do that? You know, you got to remember, Canelo Alvarez started at the bottom. Hey, Frank, if they suspend Ryan, can he go to the UFC and fight? I don't see why not. I mean, I think, but the athletic commissions are like a state run. So it's not even just about UFC and boxing. It's like the Nevada Athletic Commission sanctions boxing and UFC. So it'd be the commission that suspends them. And then I think, now it doesn't cross over as far as state to state, but you could be penalized. There's ways around it, but then I think he just would honor it. Tim has experience at 154, one of the top dogs there. How come Ortiz couldn't get stepping stones like Tim did? Well, that's what I'm saying. Virgil, I think with his troubles, Oscar wants Virgil on a fast track. He wants Virgil to be able to get a Canelo fight. I'm saying it. I'm calling it. I think that's why this is being pushed so fast. Now, if Virgil loses, then, you know, Oscar just took a chance and he lost, like with Ryan, right? if Virgil loses to Tim, he could be right back and fight another big name. Virgil could beat Boots Ennis. You never know, man. I mean, they got to fight the fights. But I suspect Virgil Ortiz beats Tim Tszyu. Don't be surprised if he angles for a Canelo Alvarez fight, which next May or next September would be a massive event. Virgil Ortiz, Canelo Alvarez. Virgil Ortiz could take the helm. But even Virgil Ortiz, can he go undisputed? Can he have to run that Canelo Alvarez has had? Salute geniuses of geniuses. So that's my only question, man. We're running at 2 hours. My phone is running out of battery. I would love to stay and talk more. If you guys want to keep going, I could possibly. If someone wants to hop on, I can go another 10, 15 minutes. But I think I've covered everything. That's why I'm saying they're setting up Ortiz to lose because they're not letting him get the proper experience. Well, he's on a fast track, and he could barely make 154. Ortiz will probably end up at 160, and he can get big fights, face a Charlo, and then go straight to Canelo. I don't know. I'm making a prediction. I could be completely fucking wrong. But if Virgil Ortiz struggling to make 54, they just want to get the Tszyu fight, and then go up to 60 with the name, then that makes sense. You beat somebody at 160 between now and 25, and then by late 25, he's ready for Canelo Alvarez. Look, man, somebody might take Canelo Alvarez's place if they beat him. So hopefully, it's somebody that can carry the mantle, carry the torch. But that remains to be seen, man. Until then, Canelo Alvarez is still the king of boxing. He just is, man. If Virgil were to beat Crawford, he could beat, man. That would be a face of boxing type of move, man. That would put him right under Canelo Alvarez. Man, you know what? Thank you, nerd. I really appreciate that comment. I forgot about that. But I think next, Canelo Alvarez fights Terrence Crawford, maybe later this year. The Turkey Ali, the Saudis, that's the fight they want. I'm here for it. He's going to get a lot of criticism. But that's what it is, guys. But anyway, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Shout out to everybody in the building. OG Blaze, Nerd, Goodman, a.k.a. Barry, Amok, Town, Solis, Genius, Solo Dolo. Forgot to say you. Shit, man. Everybody. Sobers. Shit, man. Impala. Yeah, man. Everybody in the building. Thank you. Hit the like, guys. Hit the like. It's been a great conversation. D-Leg, Ghost, Two Matador, Alfredo, Hawker. Man, everybody that stopped by, I really appreciate it. And we out.
Okay, it's time for workout number 1. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stay focused. Okay, it's time.
And still the WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, Saul Canelo.
If you notice a girl keeps looking at you, she is trying to get your attention. So
don't laugh! This ain't reality TV! Don't laugh! This ain't reality!
Hey guys, come with me to Wendy's Tortas. This is a...
Bruh, what the fuck? This guy bent down and pet a fucking skunk, and now that shit's fucking following him, bro. Oh, he's seeing me. So come on, little skante warrior. Let's go, skunk.
Salamatlar hurmatli ko'ruvchilar. Biz sizlarni Ravanda taekvondo uyushmasiga qattiq chaqiramiz. Biz bolangizning fizikal qobiliyatlariga ortib hech qanday jarohat olmaymiz.
Okay, it's time for workout number 1. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stay focused. Okay, it's time for workout number 1. Ready? 1.
What are you talking about? Huh?
What did you make of his comments, the Mexican thing? I didn't really understand it.
Yeah, like, well, I'm a flat-footed Mexican fighter. Look, if you're calling me a Mexican fighter, I find that as a compliment, you know?